Alright, exit corners again. Chapter 2, Sense Game. What happened to me? The same question repeated itself endlessly in Ink's head. It had been less than an hour since Ink had woken up in the Four Elements Hotel. Since then, he had been acquainted with a handful of strangers who, like him, had no idea why they were there. To add to the confusion, Ink's phone had been stolen. In its place was a PDA which could only contact his friend and colleague Sean. The one who had woken him up was a girl named Aether. Right now, she was doing her best to keep Ink's blood loss to a minimum after a violent episode of sudden hemorrhaging. Enough. I think it stopped for good. I mean, for now. Will, how are you feeling then? It could be worse, considering. Thanks helping me keep that under control. That kind of bleeding isn't normal, is it? No, I've never experienced anything like that in my life. Say, how do I look? Most of the blood landed on a wall or a floor, and we've wiped away what was on your face, so you look okay. Got a bit in your scarf, but you might be able to wash it out. Ink gave his scarf a quick twist, hiding the tiny blood stains from view. Cool. Don't mention this to anyone, alright? Why not? This could be serious. It seems like the kind of thing that could make people panic, you know? Until we know what's going on, let's keep this one down low. But I'll worry about my personal health once I've made it home. Besides, I feel better now. Don't look at me like that. I'll be fine. What makes you so sure? I'm the sidekick, remember? I've got the sidekick invincibility. Okay, I'm not sure whether you heard that, but I'm pretty sure that's not a thing. Watson always made it out in the end, didn't he? That's only because the books are told from Watson's perspective. Listen, Ink, this isn't a work of fiction. If you insist on acting tough, I guess I can't stop you, but please consider visiting the campus clinic when you got the chance. I will. Don't worry. Let's get out of here then. It wasn't an act. Ink did feel better. Whatever his affliction was, it had passed. I won't be able to get medical attention until I got out of here anyway. Grabbing Ink by the wrist, Aether dragged him through the once-locked double doors at the end of the hall. On the other side was a small lounge. To Ink's surprise, his other new acquaintances were scattered about the room. Quiet and grave, they were keeping to themselves. You guys are still here? Door's locked. Huh? The door over there, opposite from the one you just came through. It wouldn't budge when I tried to open it. It's just like that last room. There aren't any other exits? Do you really think we'd still be here if there was another way out? So what? We're just supposed to wait here? We aren't in a position to do anything else. I don't like this. I want out. I know, dear. Please, have a seat for the time being. Let's try to be patient. Beth lowered her head and grew quiet. Ink slumped into the nearest seat. From here, he had a good view of the wall-mounted screen. So what now? So now what? Nobody answered. The others were either fiddling with the devices they had been given, or staring at the wall. Ink sighed. Not a real social bunch, are they? Well, whatever. I guess we just wait for that face thing to show up. As if on cue, the monitor sparked to life. Speak of the devil. This message is set to play after a short delay. If any contestants are not present, please retrieve them. Who are you? Why do you look like that? Please note that this message is a recording and will only play once. It is advisable that you pay attention. Hello, contestants. Long time no see. That was a joke, of course. I saw you but moments ago. Oh ho ho. I already hate this guy. Please, sit down. Make yourself comfortable. Relax. I'm sure you have questions for me. I ask you to be patient. By the end of my little speech, I imagine that at least a few of your concerns will have been addressed. Let me start by confirming that yes, you have been abducted, and yes, I am the one responsible. Sorry about that. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Sent. I'll be as brief as I can. I have brought you here today so that you may play a game of my own design. The name of my game is Exit/Corners. The rules are simple. I have placed you in the heart of the lovely Four Elements Hotel. As the game master, I will do my best to keep you there. If you manage to exit the hotel, you win. If your heart starts beating, you lose. Wait, what? And that's all there is to it. Not so difficult to understand, Allow me to be clear. In this game, you must put yourself first. Your victory or defeat is not tied to that of any other contestant. I have made some alterations to the Four Elements Hotel to allow for a more pleasant gaming experience. One such immemorialization is the inclusion of 16 pounds of industrial-grade Semtex at this building's foundation. In 24 hours, the aforementioned explosives will detonate. This will cause the entire structure to collapse. In the event you are still in the building at the time of collapse, you will most likely be crushed and killed, resulting in a loss. Pardon the negativity. But please, do not misunderstand me. I want you to escape through the exit. I most certainly do. That's why I've given you all a Gemini, to give you a fighting chance. Each of you have been entrusted with an electronic device that I've dubbed Gemini. I assume you are already all aware of this fact. Why Gemini, you ask? Each Gemini has a twin. Gemini may only send and receive messages from their twin. The other halves of your Gemini have been left in the care of someone you know. These people will be referred to as your contacts. Right now, as far as any of you are concerned, your contact is the most important person in the world. While your contacts may be different, they are all equally important. I guarantee you'll need their help to achieve victory today, so try your best to get along with them. Poor communication kills, you know. I suppose I've rambled on long enough, haven't I? I'll leave you all alone, then. The next puzzle will be available in just a moment. I've got a myriad of challenges lined up for today. I'm rather fond of puzzles, as you can see. Hopefully my fondness is contagious. Adieu, contestants, and good luck. The screen went blank. Ink had endless questions for Sent, but it was clear that he wasn't coming back. What? Ink rose to his feet, shaking. 1,000 thoughts raced through his head. What was the purpose of Exit/Corners? Who was Sent? Was it just bad luck that Ink wound up as a contestant, or was he specifically targeted? Is that guy for real? Dude might as well have a curly villain mustache. It would be difficult to twirl with no hands, I think. Good point. I'm glad to see you're at least taking the news well. It all feels kind of surreal, you know? I mean, did someone just tell me that I was going to die? Like, actually? Are you scared at all? I'm more confused than anything. But yeah, of course I'm scared. I think we're all a bit scared, dear. The first step to overcoming fear is to understand it. Is that something they told you in your program? No, I sort of just made that up. Still, seems like a useful bit of advice right now, don't you think? Maybe we should take some time to make sure we're all on the same page. Good idea. Let's go over what we know. Lisa, Ray, are you both paying attention? This is important. Yeah, I'm listening. Don't mind me. Ray, who had been leaning on the wall in silence, rejoined the others. Just as he opened his mouth, a familiar noise emanated from the terminal. The contestants all turned to face it. It's another puzzle. I guess it was set to initialize shortly after the message finished playing. Before we get to that, I think we should still do a short recap. Right. Where should we start? Sent. Is that why you were so deep in thought back there? Yeah. Who is he, exactly? He's a big old question mark for me. I can't figure him out. If he's the one who brought us here, and if none of us remember anything from before this morning, that makes him the only one who really knows what's going on right now. What's his motive? How was I abducted? Is this all really necessary?
Why did he choose me? Why did he choose any of us? That's what concerned me the most.
Your guess is as good as mine. Although, if we can determine how or why we were chosen, we might be able to figure out who he is. What do you mean by that? If he kidnapped us at random, then Scent is probably just some kind of maniac, right? But if he chose us specifically, then he must know us to some degree.
He hasn't addressed us by name, so it's not out of the question that he chose his victims at random.
Yeah, maybe he's just some nut job.
I'm not so sure about that. I'm not saying that Scent knows us all personally, but I don't think he would kidnap people at complete random. I don't think anyone would do that.
Seriously? Do you not think that anyone could be this malicious? Aether, I know you're in the psych program, I get that. But that doesn't make you an expert on the human psyche. Some people are 100% batshit crazy, you know? Have you listened to the way Scent speaks? Something's wrong with that guy.
That, isn't what I meant.
I think I know what Aether was trying to say. So much effort went into capturing us and setting everything up. I mean, there were hand scammers and those Gemini devices and the like. Why would someone go through all this trouble to scare the shit out of random people? Isn't there an easier way to do that? Like I said, some people are real messed up.
Even still, people like Scent usually have patterns. He might not know us all personally, but there's probably at least one thing that we all have in common. Maybe we need a certain set of criteria.
Right, I hadn't thought of that. Ink examined each of his fellow contestants one at a time, and as he did, he noticed they were all glancing around at each other. He let out a weak laugh. We don't really have much in common, do we? I mean, we've got both men and women, students and dropouts, young people and, middle-aged persons.
Ink, I'm a senior. I'd appreciate it if you didn't mince words when our lives could be on the line. Please and thank you.
Anyway, the point is I don't see anything in common between the five of us.
Something less obvious, perhaps?
We all live in Bellbridge, right? I know that Aether and I do, at the very least. Yeah, I live in Bellbridge, regrettably.
I'm afraid I don't live there. I never heard of Bellbridge.
Oh, well, damn. So much for that idea.
Is that where we are right now? I don't know. I don't remember there being a Four Elements hotel anywhere in Bellbridge. Of course, I didn't grow up there, so I wouldn't know.
I was born there, and I haven't heard of it either.
What kind of place is it?
It's a medium-sized college town, East Coast.
East Coast, you say?
Something wrong?
I live out west. I would have had to come a long way. Let's try not to worry about it too much. There's no way to know where we are for sure.
Let's forget it for now, I guess. I barely know any of you, so there's no way I'm going to be able to figure out what ties us all together, if there's anything at all. Whatever his reasons for capturing us, Scent clearly isn't his real name. Come on, man. Your name is Ink. You're dating a girl named Aether, and you don't think that a name like Scent could be legit? We're not dating. Oh. You guys came out of the same room, so I just assumed. Seems like you knew each other. So the two of you are complete strangers who just happened to wake up in the same room?
Same bed, actually.
Jeez, that must have been awkward. I guess Scent thought it'd be funny. I've got a hand to him. It is kind of funny. You're sweating buckets right now, bud. Let me do you both a favor and change the subject. Please. Why don't we get started on this puzzle? We can chat about Scent later. Remember that we've got a time limit.
I'd like to add that there's still the possibility that this is just Scent's idea of a joke. There may be no explosives or time limit. Right now, we're just taking his word for it.
Lisa, you've been so quiet, I almost forgot about you.
That's because I've been messaging my father instead of standing around chit-chatting. I'm trying to get rescued, not play detective.
I'm the sidekick, actually. If you're convinced this whole thing is a joke, then why are you so dead set with getting rescued?
I never thought that I thought it was a joke, did I? I just said that it was a possibility. Sent has committed a crime in kidnapping us and forcing us to play this game. There's no telling how far he'll go. It's too risky to not take action, even if this is all a big prank.
And why did you even suggest it?
Well, I don't want to look like an idiot if this is all fake, obviously.
Do you seriously care that much what other people think of you?
Unlike some people, I actually have an image to maintain. A lot of people expect great things from me, you know.
Those are pretty big words coming from someone who's probably never worked a day in their life. Guys, come on. Not this again.
Whatever. I'm done talking to this idiot.
Lisa, you said that you messaged your father. Does that make him your contact?
I don't know. I guess so.
What exactly did you tell him?
I told him that my kidnapper wasn't interested in a ransom. Instead, he's forcing me to play some weird game and threatening to kill me.
Did you let him know that there are other people who have been abducted as well?
No.
Oh, well, did you at least tell him that you're in the hotel called the Four Elements and that you've only got 24 hours to find a way out?
No.
Then what did you tell him?
I told him what I told you.
That's it?
Yeah, so?
It took you 5 whole minutes to type that out?
I'm slow at texting, okay? Give me a break.
You're a teenager. Shouldn't you be an Olympic-level texter?
Shut up, both of you. Shouldn't we get started on the puzzle? You're wasting a lot of time asking me pointless questions.
It's pretty obvious she just wants to change the subject. But she's right. We need to push on.
Perhaps we should. There's more about this game I'd like to discuss, but we should get this puzzle out of the way first. 5 pairs of wary
eyes turn to the terminal. Let's get to it then. Turn 7 into 26. Number 26. Let's see, that'd be XXBI. No, not enough spaces. Alright, this could be a 6, kind of. No. You alright, Aether? You've been quiet for a while.
I've had a lot on my mind, I guess.
You're not feeling well. You can always let the rest of us handle this.
No, doing this puzzle ought to clear my head. I'll gladly help.
Alright then. Let me know if you can think of anything that might be useful.
Okay. Oh, an ink?
Yeah?
Thanks for being considerate.
Oh, duh. Z. How do I get a Z out of all this? Almost got it. Nope. There we go. Yep. Z.
Have you given the puzzle any thought, Ink?
Looks to me like a simple enough task. Except
there seems to be something that we're not quite getting.
yeah, I don't think there's a way to rearrange 7 to 26 with the pieces we have here.
Exactly. There must be some hint we're still missing. A double meaning, maybe?
I think I'll give it a bit more thought then. Ink. Ray, any thoughts on the puzzle? Once again, This one looks more like a riddle than an actual puzzle. I don't know the answer yet, but let's use what we've learned from the first puzzle to help us out with this one. And, what have we learned from the first puzzle? The last puzzle revolved around negative space. When the clues hinted at a cross, it was actually hinting at the absence of a cross. I'd say there's a good chance this one might revolve around negative space too. But this one feels a bit more complicated.
I'll keep that in mind. Ink.
Lisa, are you going to help us out this time?
Yes.
Huh. That was a lot easier than I thought it would be. Why the change of heart?
I've just been told that my life is on the line, so there's that.
Fair enough. Anyway, what do you think of this puzzle?
I'm not quite sure yet. Give me a minute to get a good look at it.
Alright, I'll be back in a minute.
So, any ideas about the puzzle?
Not really. The clue says to turn 7 into 26.
No, it doesn't.
What do you mean? Of course it does.
Nope. It says turn 7 into number 26. There's a hashtag before 26, but not before 7.
Huh. I didn't notice.
It's probably important, so let's try to remember this detail.
Good idea. Alright. Does that repeat?
Remember that there's a hashtag before 26 in the clue. It's asking us to turn 7 into number 26. But what is number 26?
Alright.
Any new developments?
No, sorry. I'm afraid numbers were never my strong suit.
Oh, is that so? You certainly look the type.
Heh, I get that a lot. Though I'm more of a literature kind of guy.
That's perfectly fine. I'm not much for mathematics either. However, even though this puzzle involved numbers, I don't think it's related to mathematics in any way. I feel as though the symbol for 7 and 6 are more important than the numbers themselves.
You might be right about that. Let's keep that in mind.
You know what, Ink? I think the puzzle used the same principle as the last puzzle.
And what principle is that?
Negative space. The last puzzle used negative space. This one does too, if my instincts are correct. When we saw the 7 at the start of the puzzle, its shape was built from the light green tiles. However, I'm willing to bet that the shape of the answer is instead built with the dark green tiles.
Ah, gotcha. You sound pretty sure of yourself, but there's no guarantee this puzzle uses negative space, is there?
Yes. I wager that I'll be able to solve this very soon.
She sounds pretty determined. Let's see if we can solve it before Beth does. I wonder if she just solves it if I click on her again. Because this is clearly the answer.
I believe I've solved it.
Really? What's the answer?
We're supposed to make the letter Z using negative space.
Why a Z?
It's the 26th letter of the alphabet. It's also one of the few shapes we could make with those limited tiles.
Ah, good thinking. It's worth a shot at least.
Unfortunately, I'm still unsure of the exact tile arrangement. Give me a moment.
Sure. In the meantime, let's see if I can figure out how to make a Z on my own. Oh wow, and she just solved it for me if I press it again, I guess. Hey, Ray. What do you want? I'm trying to concentrate. Just checking up on you. Any new developments? Well, 1. Read the clue again. Does anything jump out at you?
Turn 7 into number 26.
Well, it's stylistically incorrect to write 7 as a number instead of spelling it out, so there's that. You're useless, you know that?
What? That's a totally valid answer.
You know what? I'm going to pretend you didn't say anything and move on. What jumps out at me is the number 26. You know what the number 26 is commonly associated with? Even you should be able to get this one. I don't know. The alphabet? Right on. I think we're supposed to make something that's related to the alphabet in some way, if you catch my drift. Oh. Huh. You're probably right. I am right. Well, he's not wrong about being right. Hey, Ray. What do you want? I'm thinking over here. I just wanted to ask you a question. Spit it out.
When you said that the clue was related into the alphabet, do you think that maybe we're supposed to draw a letter?
Well, duh. What else would it be?
I was just, making sure.
Is that seriously the only reason you interrupted me just now?
Ah, crap. He thinks I'm an idiot. I wonder if these asks get saved as choices or not.
Ink. I've got the answer.
You figured it out? What is it?
He wants us to draw the letter Z, the 26th letter. You could totally draw it with those pieces too. It's so obvious now.
Whoa, no way. Nice work, Ray.
Hardly. This shit's easy. I'll let you enter it into the machine. That way you can make it feel like you've done something.
Gee, how swell. Any thoughts? It's a bit like that last puzzle, right? Yeah, that's what it looks like. So, it starts out as a 7, and then the clue says to turn it into 26. Have you tried drawing the number 26 with the tiles? I can't do that. The tiles aren't the right shape for that. Oh, so what are we supposed to do then? That's what we're trying to figure out. I see. So, is that the best you could come up with? Do you want my help or not? I'm not even sure anymore. Come up with any other ideas? No. I'm not sure how useful these is going to be. Maybe we should ask someone else for help. I've got it. Really? How do you arrange them? Arrange the tiles like so. For the top row, leave all the tiles as dark green squares. For the second row from the top left to right, place a light green square, then a top left corner piece, then a dark green square, then a bottom right corner piece. For the third row, from left to right, place a top left corner piece, then a dark green square, then a bottom right corner piece, then a light green square. Then, for the bottom row, leave all the tiles as dark green squares once again. And that makes a Z? It ought to, yes. Why don't you arrange the tiles like I told you and see for yourself? Sure. Wow, still more? Hey, Beth, do you think you could tell me the tile configuration again? Certainly. Listen carefully. I'm not reading all that again. Hey, Ray.
This ought to be rich.
You said to draw a Z, but I'm not exactly sure how I'm supposed to do that with these pieces.
Alright, listen up. Maybe you'll learn something. Remember that last puzzle used what's called negative space? This one does too. It's the dark green tiles that form the Z, not the light green ones. Use the light green tiles to sculpt the letter Z. It's a lowercase z, by the way. So the first and last rows are completely dark green, and you've got to make 2 light green triangles on either side. Got it?
Wow, that was a lot easier to read out. Hey, what was the answer again?
God, you're useless. Scoot.
Ah, okay, that's where he does it. Nice. Ah, thanks, Ray.
Man, these puzzles are rough.
These puzzles are rough.
For you, maybe.
Congratulations, contestants. That was the correct solution. Before you proceed, I feel like it is my responsibility to issue a warning. The 24-hour time limit, while important, should not be your immediate concern. The explosives I've planted are far from the most dangerous thing in the hotel. I've refrained from throwing anything harmful at you thus far, but I assure you this safety is temporary. There, I've opened the way. Welcome to Exit/Corners. I'm looking forward to watching you all struggle. And you will struggle. Or you could all die.
That guy's a real piece of work.
Why does he look like he's made of paper mache? People these days are so strange. Paper mache? That's what he reminds you of?
You know that's not really him, right? It's just a computer-generated image he's using to keep us from seeing his real face. Same deal with his voice. It's completely synthetic.
Oh, is that so? Buying a rundown hotel, bringing all these contraptions, and creating computer-generated images? I'm no expert, but wouldn't those things cost a fortune?
That face would be a cinch to make. But as for the rest of it, I see what you're getting at. This isn't within any normal person's price range. If Exit Corners it really is the work of a single person, then that person would have to be really well off. Ren's remark hit home. A certain redhead soon became the center of everyone's attention.
Why are you all staring at me?
My father and I are extremely wealthy. Did I get that right?
Right, because my family is the only entity in the entire world that has any money. Oh, and that must mean that I'm a deranged sociopath who locks herself in a hotel with a bunch of strangers in an attempt to get herself killed. I've got to hand it to you, Ray. Your reasoning is flawless.
Sarcasm won't do you any good. I'm not saying you're behind this. Frankly, I don't think you're smart enough. And to be honest, I don't think it's within one person's power to run this whole game on their own. But you're definitely hiding something. I know you are. You've been acting real suspicious all morning, especially now.
What do you mean, suspicious? Don't think I haven't noticed your hand. I'll have you know my eyes are in excellent shape.
Huh? What's wrong with her hand?
Every now and again she makes a peculiar gestures with her right hand. To me it looks as if she's making some kind of signal. A sign language, perhaps? It's just a nervous tic, that's all. It's normal. The shaking in your voice is telling me otherwise.
Give her some space, guys. You're being overly paranoid about all this. Give her some space? She could be working with scent. As could any of us. It's all just conjecture. But she's hiding something. Don't tell me you haven't noticed. She's hiding something for sure. But whether it's significant or even relevant is a different matter. Come on, I'm sure she isn't the only one with things she'd rather not talk about.
Yeah, what he said.
Whatever. I'm done with you chumps.
What a loser.
Should we give Ray a moment?
No, we ought to follow him. The only thing we're at liberty to do right now is continue playing Exit Corners. You know, the more often I hear Exit Corners, the stranger it sounds. What's it supposed to mean?
I wish I could answer that. I wish I could answer anything. Why? Why were we brought here? Who is sent? And what is Exit Corners? Well, that was a less dramatic end of the second chapter, at least.